chase Zhaoqi with the blue futon, and out of the box, or out of the wall, wherever you want to call it, we have Wolf Warrior. Have I seen this movie? No. Are you a warrior of wolves or a wolf of a warrior? Which one are you? Is there a difference? Let's find out. So Wolf Warrior, what's it about? The premise of this movie is propaganda Chinese things. Because the story, there really isn't a story. The story is this random biopharmacist dude that's just randomly put in there, hires a bunch of ex-British, ex-European, ex-American, ex-Japanese soldiers to go to China and do something. And the whole point of this movie is to show off that people are going to fight for China. And that is the story, guys. So, is this a good movie? No. This is pretty much dog shit. This is not a lot of good stuff in this movie. So, with that, I'll give you the positive of the movie. There are some good stunts. There are some good explosions. And with that, that's about it. Some good stunts, some good explosions. Everything else in this movie does not make sense. We will go with let's just go just in a big old line. We're going to go in a big old line, guys, of what is bad about this movie. What do we go about it? All right, let's go with special effects. God awful. When they're practical, sure, they work, but when the CGI is there, the CGI is atrocious. There is a scene where they're jumping out of a plane, right? This movie came out in 2015. Transformers Dark of the Moon came out in 2011. That scene where they're jumping out of the planes is real. This is some CGI bullshit that makes you laugh of like, what the fuck are we doing? And there's even scenes where they're supposed to be behind some trees, and you're just like, that doesn't make sense. Why are you doing that? That CGI doesn't make sense. Then we'll go with the directing. The directing is very ho-hum. You've seen it a million times before. The acting, atrocious. Something about Chinese movies and getting white actors or people that are not from China to act in the movies, they can't act for shit. And the same thing goes with here. Same with 1911 Revolution. Same with Wolf Warrior. They cannot get good actors in this movie at all. We'll go with the biggest thing, the story. The story literally makes no sense. And the special effects as well as everything happening on screen. I'm saying it a million times before. There's a scene where the main character gets shot in the heart. He is literally shot in the heart. And he's just still like, let me fight. And there's a weird scene where he gets kicked and his like head hits the ground at a weird camera angle. And of course you can tell he's on wires. But how it was filmed, you're just like, that angle of what you're doing with the falling is more laughable than anything. And man, people might be like, oh, I'll give China balls, right? China gets balls for actually making a movie like this, basically saying like, America bad, China good, and everything like that. But America, Hollywood, we are so fucking scared to make China the enemy in any movie. We take the Taiwanese flag out of the Top Gun Maverick jacket, even though $10,000, that movie's not even going to hit China. We don't make China the enemy in any of our movies. We are too much bitches in Hollywood to do that, but China will do that about America, and apparently Wolf Warrior 2 is even worse on that level. I gotta watch that movie, and that movie is 30 minutes longer. When I say this movie is laughable, there are some scenes where I'm laughing my dick off, where I'm like, this is fucking hysterical, this makes no sense. They're in this a bunch of, it just logistically, and then there's something at the very end with a scorpion tattoo, where you're just like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. And also there's a scene where Scott Adkins and the main character are shooting each other at this angle, and they're literally shooting at the ground like 50 rounds into the ground, like and they may get hit once or twice. It's like, what are we doing? Like I said, I brought out this whole scorpion tattoo thing at the very end where he's like going off against maybe 500 soldiers, and it's basically like one soldier that could just go pew and he's dead. Well, maybe not. He already got shot in the heart, so it doesn't make sense. And the whole cigar thing at the end, the story is laughable. It's a propaganda piece. Some people are like, what about 13 hours? That's propaganda. Well, actually, that talks about, people in Benghazi also fighting with the Americans saying, fuck this shit, we want to do it. And it wasn't just pro-America. This movie is literally like, I fight for China. China does nothing wrong. And we're going to give, the government of China is going to give a shit ton of money to this movie to be made, even though there's a lot of laughable CGI and a lot of laughable stuff in this story. Overall, Wolf Warrior is a complete fucking mess. The directing doesn't work. The story's laughable. The CGI is unbearably bad. Yeah, there are some good action set pieces, but then when you look at the injuries of some of these people, you're like, that doesn't make sense. What the fuck? You got stabbed right there, but you're still doing kicks and shit. You got shot in the heart, but you're like, and you're too late. You give love a bad name. Good God. I'm done talking about this movie. It's dog poop, and this is my review. Wolf Warrior will receive a 0.5 out of 5 futons, which equals that 10%. I'm being generous because, like I said, there are some good action explosions and some good stunts, and you're like, that's competently made on some levels, that is. But my God, everything else in this movie is laughable. It makes no sense, and you're just like, when's this movie gonna be over? And it's only an hour and a half movie, and like I said, Wolf Warrior 2 is 30 more minutes longer. But let's see what the Critic News scores gave this one. So right now you have Wolf Warrior. There's 3 critic reviews. We had to scroll down. They're all negative, and even they're calling it some propaganda. Audience scored 23%, and no critic consensus. So yeah, we have a 0, a 23, and a 10. Shit movie. Don't watch it. This is on the chopping block to get sold. So do you agree with the 0, the 10, or the 23? Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And seriously, watch this movie and tell me what you think, because, man, that CGI is atrocious. And the stunts, like, come on. Okay, don't get shot in the heart. At least get shot in the shoulder or something. But you're literally getting shot. It doesn't make sense. And you're sweating profusely. Like, do you ever stop sweating?